Hello, and welcome to Every Day is Funny, the meditative morning show about newspaper comics. And if you missed yesterday's app, you fair weather fan, if you missed it, I'm in the process of starting to turn Every Day is Funny into a full-blown religion. Just want to get the transition going in case I want to fully commit to that because of all the perks that come with setting up your own religion. Just seems like maybe it's the better way to go instead of competing with podcasts. And as part of this, I said that every day I'm going to share a new commandment in the religion or in the church of EDIF. And so today's commandment, second commandment we're on, is this. You can covet one of your neighbor's belongings. When you get set up in a new home or apartment, you plan a time to introduce yourself to your neighbor and plan the one-time coveting. And on the arranged date, you go over to their place and they stand outside the door. You have a minute and a half. You go into their home and you take one thing. Their TV, their spouse, their Theragun. You get one shot at this. When that minute and a half is up, you return outside where they're standing. You show them what you took, and you say, by the Church of EDIF, this is mine now. They will, of course, respond with a quick praise be and return inside with no other words exchanged. And you just live life based on whatever just transpired and whatever just changed. If you took their husband or wife, that is allowed, but I can't guarantee it won't change the neighborly relationship. And yeah, maybe it'll be strange at first for your husband or wife to run into their old spouse in the hallway, but this is how it was meant to be. So deal with it. Okay, so that's the second commandment. Let's get into the comics, but first, let's bow our heads and say our daily prayer, our spoof of Our Father, which I guess I call Our Comics. I mean, that's not clever at all, but yeah, I'm gonna call it Our Comics. All right, let's bow our heads and get to the comics. Comic strips, who are in papers, funny be thy frames. Thy kingdom come, Ix. Jokes will be done, on web as they are in print. Give us this day some mellow laughs, and forgive us our guffaws, as we forgive those who have never heard of Rex Morgan, MD. And lead us not into full-blown meditation apps, but just this weird in-between niche thing. Amen. All right, let's get to it. Starting with some family circus. We see two of the children arriving at their doorstep with another kid in tow. Very messy-haired looking fella. The daughter says, "He followed us home. Can we keep him?" Just a random kid needing a new home? And that's the joke? A loose kid in tow? Man, he's got to have things going bad. I mean, like, forget the haircut itself says that the home life is not looking too good. He's very unkempt. What if they just took him in? What if the mom and dad were like, yeah, no problem? He has like a devious look though. He has like a little newsy street urchin kid vibe that like they're gonna take him in at least for dinner before they can find out where he actually belongs. And he's gonna pull some stuff. This looks like a kid who's gonna pull some stuff, I swear. If we check out Family Circus tomorrow and we see a bloodbath has occurred, don't say I didn't warn you. You don't bring a kid like this home. I mean, first clue, he followed us home. Like, If I was the parent, I'd be like, all right, strike 1, 2, and 3. He even has his hands behind his back, which I think is supposed to be like a cutesy, like, I'm just a little guy. But instead comes across like there is a Smith & Wesson in those hands. And side note, one of his shoes is untied. It's not important, valuable, or interesting information. But in an effort as a completionist and to describe the scene properly, I'm just letting you know, your shoe's untied. Alright, let's move on. Alright, Blondie. We see Dagwood sitting with Blondie, once again in the most confusing chair feng shui positioning I've ever seen. But I guess we'll get back to that. Blondie says, I'm thinking about starting a new garden, honey. Dagwood says, that sounds great, dear. Blondie says, would you like to help me out with it? It might be fun to learn something new. He looks a little iffy on it and says, unless you can grow bratwursts and steaks, I want to stick to what I know. Since when is Dagwood like a man's man meat eater? I've never seen him eat any meat. How do they get along? Like, they don't seem to have anything in common. She tries to pitch a new idea. He, makes a snide remark about how he'll never want to be a part of something like that. And again, their chairs are angled into totally different directions. She's just facing fully away from him. As if, it feels like when they first moved in, the chairs started right next to each other or facing each other. And with every comment he made, every little snide remark, she just moved it an inch. And internally was like, all right, if he keeps making it, I am going to end up in the totally opposite way. But that's up to him. That's up to what he says to me. And eventually this is where we're at. Just, why can't it be both looking in the same direction? I have no idea. Also, if you look in the bottom right panel, the dog looks at the camera when he says, I want to stick to what I know. And it's kind of as if the dog is like, God damn, dude, put in a little effort. You got a woman so many miles out of your league, basically looks in a different cartoon drawing style, and you're not willing to just learn about the garden. You really don't have to do much here, dude. All right, Rex Morgan time. Yesterday, we finally saw Rex Morgan talking to Corey's dad, and Parker's aunt, because Parker had been concussed after getting punched by a bully. And today, we still see Rex talking to these three people. Rex says, we'll go over the details of concussion treatment with you, but in the meantime, I think the thing Parker needs most is some friendly faces. Aunt Judy says, it's okay to go back and see them now? Rex says, of course. Okay, very uneventful strip. Just alluding to future meetings discussing concussions. But really, this strip is just, can I see Parker? Yes. It's the entire day's worth of content for us today. We're not looking at a bountiful feast of content, is all I'm saying. This is an hors d'oeuvre. What are the details of concussion treatment? Concussion plus Parker equals bad. And we know when we get in there, Parker's just it's not gonna be like, so good to see you. It's like, I got punched, I'm a loser, I'm fat, I have red hair, I'm non-binary. It's like, yeah, we know, buddy. Also, I feel like if I was Parker and the thing they need most is friendly faces, and the only people that The only people that walk in are like your one friend, your aunt, and your friend's dad who you barely see. I don't know if that would make me feel great. I think that would make me be like, that's everyone that showed. Are more people in the lobby? Because I can wait. We can just wait. Y'all can go get everybody that came to visit me for getting completely sucker punched. Me, the person who's been in this school and who you should respect, got punched by the bully who just arrived in school. And y'all stood around and did nothing. And now you didn't even come to visit me in the hospital. No, these are great friendly faces. Thank you for showing up. I don't want this scene tomorrow where they go in and talk to Parker. Parker should remain in the hospital bed. I want them alive, but we do not need to hear from Parker anymore. They took a major L with that punch to the face. I think they should just recuperate. I think we should, return to Rex Morgan's life. Forget Parker ever existed. But then, 3 months from now, after Rex Morgan's family is finished up with one more storyline, we see Parker reemerge. And they're buff as all hell. They're looking suave. And they're on a mission to avenge themselves and go out and find the bully. I think we need to just take a little break, let them work on themselves, and then we come back and see them as a complete 180 badass. I think that's what we need. All right, let me think of what to comment. I'm going to comment from the point of view of Rex Morgan. I have a very effective concussion treatment. It's only one rule. Refrain from any more clobberings to the face. And then Aunt Linda responds, perfect, thank you, doctor. Send. All right, time to wind down for this Monday, July 8th. Hope you have a wonderful start to your week. Praise be to Talia, the Greek goddess of laughter and idyllic poetry. And remember, every day is funny.